I had always considered our marriage to be perfect. My wife, Emma, and I had been together for 7 years, and we had built a life that others envied. An incredible home, a loving family, and a strong bond that I thought was unbreakable. We had been through so much together, challenges, triumphs, and everything in between. I had always felt secure in our love, convinced that nothing could tear us apart. But it only took one video to shatter all of that. Subscribe to our channel for more betrayal and amazing stories. It started one evening when I was scrolling through social media, bored and absent-mindedly checking out videos posted by mutual friends. That's when I saw it, a video of a party that I hadn't been invited to. It was from a friend of ours, someone who lived down the street. In the background, I saw Emma laughing with a man I didn't recognize. I watched the video a few times, thinking maybe I was just being paranoid. But the longer I looked, the more unsettling it became. It wasn't just that she was laughing. It was the way they were standing so close to each other, the chemistry between them so obvious that I couldn't ignore it. Her hand brushed against his, and I could swear I saw a lingering look between them, one that seemed too intimate for someone just hanging out. I paused the video, replaying it several times, trying to make sense of what I was seeing. Was she hiding something from me? Why hadn't she told me about this party? Had she been going to these events without me for a while now? I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. I tried to brush it off, telling myself it was just a silly thought, but deep down I knew I couldn't let it go. I needed answers. When Emma came home that evening, her usual smile greeted me at the door. She kissed me on the cheek and asked how my day was, completely unaware of the storm brewing inside me. I felt my chest tightening with every passing second. I knew I had to confront her, but I didn't know how. I couldn't stop thinking about the video. The idea of her betraying me, of her being with another man, someone I didn't know, gnawed at me. I stood there for a moment, unsure of how to bring it up, but then I just couldn't hold it in anymore. I showed her the video. It was a friend of hers, but in the back of my mind, all I could think about was her laughing and standing so closely to this man. "Is that you in this video?" I asked, my voice tight with a mix of disbelief and fear. She froze. Her smile vanished, and for a brief moment she looked like a deer caught in headlights. The silence stretched between us. I could see her mind racing, calculating whether she should deny it, run from it, or finally admit the truth. Her face paled, and I saw her take a deep breath before she spoke, but her voice was shaky. "Why would you ask that?" she whispered, as if I had somehow uncovered something buried deep inside her. I didn't hold back. "Because the way you talk to him, the way you look at him, it's like you're hiding something from me." "I found the messages, Sarah. I know about Jordan. I know what's been going on behind my back." Her eyes widened even more as she took a step back, clearly caught off guard. I could see she was trying to hold it together, but I could feel her composure starting to crack. The silence in the room was deafening. The walls felt like they were closing in on me as I waited for her response. My heart was pounding. "Yes, that's me, and that man, his name is Jason. I've been seeing him behind your back." The words hit me like a ton of bricks. My mind went blank for a moment, unable to process what she had just said. "What?" was all I could manage to say. "I'm so sorry," she continued, her voice trembling. "I never meant for it to go this far. It started as something innocent, just a friendship, but somewhere along the way, it turned into something more. Jason, he was someone who understood me in a way you didn't. Someone I could talk to when things felt distant between us." I felt a tightness in my chest. "So what? You were just going to keep this from me forever?" I asked, my voice growing louder with each word. "We've been married for 7 years, Emma. How could you do this to me?" She shook her head, tears beginning to fall down her cheeks. "I don't know. I thought it would be a phase, that I could stop it before it became too much. But I got too caught up in it, and now it's too late." She was crying now, her shoulders shaking as she tried to reach out to me. "Please, you have to understand. I didn't want to hurt you. I never wanted to betray you, but I couldn't help how I felt." I took a step back, my hands clenched into fists. "You didn't want to hurt me?" I repeated bitterly. "You've been lying to me for months, sneaking around behind my back, and you didn't think I'd be hurt?" Her eyes were filled with regret, but the damage was done. The woman I had trusted more than anyone, the woman I had loved and built my life with, had betrayed me in the worst way possible. I didn't know how to look at her anymore. The argument that followed was a blur, words were thrown, accusations made, but none of it helped ease the pain. She begged for forgiveness, pleaded with me to understand, but nothing could undo what had been done. She had broken my heart. In the end, I asked her to leave. I didn't know if I could ever forgive her or rebuild what was broken. It felt like everything I had believed in had been a lie. The woman I had married, the woman I had trusted with everything, was no longer someone I knew. The next few weeks were filled with anger, hurt, and disbelief. I didn't know how to look at her anymore, let alone live with her. She begged me to take her back, saying how sorry she was, but the damage was done. The trust had been shattered and nothing would ever be the same. I spent weeks grappling with my feelings. I missed her, but I was so angry. How could she do this to me? How could someone I loved so much betray me in this way? There were nights when I just couldn't sleep, tossing and turning in a sea of emotions. My mind raced. Would I ever feel whole again? Would I ever trust her again? The nights became longer, the days more unbearable. My life, once filled with joy and certainty, felt like a cage of uncertainty. I felt lost, not just because of what had happened, but because I didn't know who I was without her in my life. Months later, I ran into Sarah. She was with Jason. They were holding hands, looking happy. For a moment, I felt a pang of jealousy. But then something else hit me. Sarah wasn't my wife anymore. She was someone else's. She had moved on, and I had to as well. Walking away, I realized something important. The hardest lesson I learned wasn't about love, it was about trust. Trust, once broken, is nearly impossible to rebuild. It's fragile. And once it's gone, nothing is ever the same again. And in that moment, I realized that sometimes the hardest truths are the ones that set you free. It wasn't just Sarah who needed to heal from the betrayal. I did too. It wasn't about forgiveness, it was about moving on, learning to live for myself again. I walked away with a sense of relief, bittersweet though it was. My heart was still broken, but it was no longer shattered. I would rebuild. I would move forward. It wouldn't be easy, but it was the only way to find peace again. Sometimes betrayal isn't just about the other person's actions, it's about how you choose to rise above them. And in that moment, I chose to rise.